Get over here!
So, we're gonna do Rate the Super for King of Fighters 14. For two particular reasons. One, because Terry Bogard just got released for Smash Brothers, and he is awesome, and we're gonna do this in commemoration of him, because he is in this game. It's a good game. It's awesome. Second reason is because Maximilian Dood hasn't done Rate the Super for King of Fighters 14 yet. And I'm honestly shocked that he hasn't done it. I've heard from hearsay that he might be doing it for the Terry Legacy. If he is, then, well, I'm gonna laugh at that because here I am doing it now and he's probably gonna do it, like, very, very soon. But, whatever. I wanted to do this. I asked the guys on Twitter if you wanted me to do this, and I'm gonna do this. So, we're gonna go through each of these characters. There is a lot. And we're gonna rate every super. Level 3 super specifically, the Climax super. We're gonna give each of them a rating of 1 to 10, and we'll go from there. So, this game has some pretty good super, so let's check it out. First of all, Kyo. Alright, give it to me, Mr. Kusanagi. I think yours is double quarter circle forward? No, that is your level 2 super. Quarter circle back, I think, is your... Yep, there we go. I like it. It is a very Kyo super. It's got this really cool shot right there. It's got the flames, it's got the spins, it's got the classic Kyo moves. I honestly think this is the standard, personally, for what a good super should be in this game. Like, it's got the camera angles, it's got the fire, it's got the dynamic angles. It's good. I like it. I'm gonna give Kyo a 7 out of 10. It's a very good super. Good way to start. Alright, Benimaru. You don't look like a JoJo character in this game, but it's probably because of the jacket. But anyway, I think yours is pretzel motion. It's a beam super, if I recall. It is. It's not that great, to be honest. I mean, it's a beam super, so you do what you can with it. The problem here is that it's really short. It's got the build-up with him doing the whole, like, you know, raising the arms and, like, you know, doing his classic pose and everything. The problem is it's a very, very fast super, and there's not really much you can take in. It's basically just a big ol' lightning bolt. I'm gonna give Benimaru's a 4 out of 10. Like, again, for what's essentially a beam super, it's not that bad, but it's not great. Alright, Goro Daimon. Love saying that name. Yours is a command grab, I think? Excuse me? Oh, wait. Is it a counter super? Hang on a second, guys. It is a counter super. Okay. Oh, God. Okay, so I kind of love diamonds. Let's look at that again. Boom, chucks you in the air. Goro smash! Okay, what's really awesome about Goro's super is that you never see this guy open his eyes. And the one time he opens his eyes, he goes all Hulk on you. This super's got a lot of impact. Like, I kind of love it because of that. Like, he chucks you in the air, he powers up. You see kind of like the, kind of like his person kind of like distorting because of the power that's building. And I kind of love the fact that his Seismo Slam kind of fills the entire screen. It has a lot of impact, it has a lot of like charm because, you know, Goro Daimon's a very charming character. I dig this super. I'm gonna give Goro's an 8 out of 10. That's definitely the best one we've seen so far. Kim, I think yours is pretzel motion as well. It is. Not bad. It's your basic pummeling super that there's a lot of those in this game, but I actually like Kim's a lot because he does the whole back and forth thing, makes him look like he's in two places at once, and finishes off with his classic axe kick. It's a very Kim Kapwan super, like, I'll admit that, and it's a pretty decent level 3. I think that's, like, the middle ground, to be honest, like, I think Kim has a very okay super for a level 3 is what I mean. Like, it does what it needs to do, it's like, it goes the extra mile with the whole back and forth thing, and it ends off with one of his basic moves. I like it. I think it's alright. I'm gonna give Kim Kapwan's a 5 out of 10. Like, I think that's the middle ground, in my opinion. Alright, you know, the thing about Gong Il is, I kind of love his walk cycle. He just, like, puts his hand on his belt and just, like, walks very, very casually, like, he's got that swagger. The thing is, you're never gonna see this guy walking back and forth, or even, like, dashing back and forth in tournament. You're gonna see him basically in the back, charging up his meter with constant hug-in-suck. That's all he says. But anyway, on to the super. Not what I meant to do. That's kind of weak, honestly. Like, it's basically a worse version of Kim's super. Like, he does the pummeling, and he just ends it with a flash kick. That's all he really does. Sorry, Gong Il. That's not a really good super. I'm gonna give Gong Il's a 3 out of 10. It's not that good. I always find it strange that Luong is on Kim's team, but then again, I don't know much about the character. Anyway, your super's double half circle. I suck at those. Oh, I got it. So, let's look at that again. So, she flip kicks onto you, mounts herself onto your shoulders, snaps your neck, and then that. I kind of dig it. For how kind of provocative Luong is, like, the way she speaks and the way she composes herself, this is a very appropriate super, in my opinion. Like, I love the angles, I love the build-up. That snap sounds like it hurts, and then just ends with a very seductive pose. Like, I kind of like it, to be honest. Like, it's got that charm, I think. I don't know what it is, but I actually really like Luong's super. I'm gonna give hers a 7 out of 10. It's not that bad. Alright, Shune. I don't see this guy enough in tournament. Let's see. I think you gotta be up close for this guy. There we go. One of the better supers in this game. Let's look at that again, shall we? So he sends you into the sky, into another dimension. He oras your ass. And that final punch is actually really satisfying. Yeah, Shune's got a really, really good level 3 super. One of the better ones, in my opinion. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. Alright, Tung Fu Ru. I don't see anyone play this character, but, so, are you gonna get giant on us, sir? Whoa! I hope that wasn't it. Let me get a little closer. Oopsie. There we go. Oh, God! Yeah, that's Tung Fu Ru doing Tung Fu Ru things. Let me look at that again. So he sends you up, and suddenly it's like you're in the face of massive pecs. Yeah, that's classic Tung Fu Ru, alright. It's very quick, but it's a very comical super. I kind of dig it, for that very reason. It's comical to the point of absurdity, and I'm pretty sure that's kind of the point, so I'm gonna grade it based on that. I'm gonna give Tung Fu Ru's a 6 out of 10. I think it's pretty good. Alright, next up we got Metin Kun. Why are you a character in a fighting game? Like, of all the designs that they could have come up with for a fighting game character, they came up with this drowsy, nappy dude with mystic powers or something. Anyway, let's look at his level 3. That is lame sauce! Hang on a second. Is that really all he does? Hang on. Wow, that is a very... I know Metin Kun's like a high-tier character, supposedly, in this game, but that is a very lame-ass super for a very lame-ass character. Yeah, I am not a huge fan of the super. He just basically just does this, like, Kamehameha, but it's very quick. There's nothing really interesting about it. Yeah, I think that's the weakest super we've seen so far. I'm gonna give yours a 2 out of 10, Metin Kun. Maybe I'm biased, like, for all intents and purposes, Gong Eels might be worse, but at least Gong Eels has a little bit more impact than just Sleepy Beam, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, the man of the hour, Mr. Bogard. Let's see what we got here. Huh. I honestly expected more, to be honest. Like, I thought it was gonna be like this huge Buster Wolf or something, but it's just a really powerful power dunk. It's got good angles at least, but his final smash is better. Like, the triple wolf in Smash Brothers, that's better. This is just a really ultra powerful power dunk. That's all it really is. I mean, it's not bad, mind you. It's just... From Terry Bogard, I kind of expected more, and I'll admit that's affecting my opinion. I'm gonna give Terry's a 6 out of 10. It's a good super. I just feel that he could have gotten a lot better. Alright, we got a mirror match here. Mr. Andy Bogard. Let's see what we got. Not bad, actually. It's a very basic super, but I kind of like it. Let's look at it again. Black, and then just triple impact. That's... For how simple it is, it's pretty good. And I have a tendency to really, really like supers that are brilliant in their simplicity. And I think Andy Bogard's is a very good example of that. Like, he simply does this huge, like, elbow charge, but they make it look like it hurts. I like Andy's, like, I'll admit. I think I'm gonna give Andy's a 7 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Alright, Mr. Joe Higashi. I think I remember yours being a beam super. Oopsie. There we go. So, what we have here is basically Benimaru's super, but, like, a lot better. Let's look at it again. A good charge up. He punches multiple times. He fills up the screen with this green wind effect. It has a lot of impact. The sound effects really help with that. I think this is like a good example of a good beam super because it's flashy, it's visually appealing, it has impact. I think Joe kind of has like the standard for what's a good beam super. I'm gonna give his a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I think 6 out of 10 is good. That being said, what's funny about the beam supers in this game, in my opinion, is that I think there's a character later on that has a better beam super, but it's a level 2 max mode beam super. We'll get to that later, but you'll see what I mean when we get to it. Okay, so here we have one of the most confusing and... cards on the table, guys. Sylvia Pala Pala creeps me out, but let's look at her super. I actually don't remember what your super is. Hang on a second. Oh, yeah, this! Okay, I do remember this super, and... I have issues with it, but I'll explain why in a moment. Like, let's look at it again. So it's got the build-up in that she short circuits. It's got the eye opening, this huge build-up, and she releases this like ball of energy that like has a really cool sound effect, mind you. But therein lies the problem. Let's look at it one more time. So my problem with this super is that the build-up is amazing. Like her face is suddenly not derpy. And and it looks like she's about to unleash this great power, which she does for all intents and purposes. But it's just a yoga catastrophe. It's just a big orb super that just travels along the screen very slowly. I understand that this super has utility and it's really good for like certain combos. But for all that build-up, we get a yoga catastrophe. I honestly expected something more. But all in all, it's not a bad super. Like, the build-up is amazing. I just wish the payout was more satisfying, in my opinion. I'm gonna give Sylvia a 6 out of 10. If we got something better at the end of it instead of just a yoga catastrophe, I would rate this super a lot higher. And that's coming from someone who doesn't really like this character in general. So here we have Kukri, who actually was a candidate for my top 10 Geomancers, because this guy's all about sand. Didn't quite make it, but that's an entirely different topic altogether. Let's look at his super. Can you say candidate for the absolute lamest level 3 in the game? Like, all he does is create this big pile of sand and just slides all over you. That's all it is. For a level 3? That is incredibly disappointing. I'm gonna give Kukri's a 1 out of 10. I actually think this is legit the worst super in the game. But then again, I don't remember all of the supers in this game, so we'll have to see about that one. I expected a lot more from you, Kukri. Alright, so here we have one of my favorite characters in this game, actually, Mian. I remember her super being awesome, so let's take a look. Yeah, I love this super. Let's look at that again, shall we? The colors are great, the sound effects is great. I'm sorry, that moment in particular just does it for me. Like, she just stops, looks at your battered body for a moment, taunts you, does the fan trick and puts on her mask again, and she flash kicks you. Like, okay, here's what I really like about this character. It's the whole, like, I don't remember what culture it is specifically, but it's the classic theater trick of, like, changing your mask by putting your arms over your face. Like, look at her neutral animation. She does this every time her hands go over her face. Like, that's a really, really cool design choice, and I like the fact that they added that in her super, along with just being a very visually appealing super. I'm gonna give Mien's an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great super. Alright, Ramon, show us what you got, Ramon. Okay, I'm well aware that that's a classic, like, Lucha Libre super, or Lucha Libre move, but it's really not that great for a fighting game super, especially for a level 3. Like, it's a little comical because, like, he just, like, runs into the screen, but doesn't really have much else aside from that. Like, it's a... I guess you could call it a satisfying super, but it's really not that great. I'm gonna give Ramon's a 3 out of 10. It's not that good. Alright, Lady Angel. There's a reason people love you, and then there are reasons people love you, but we're not here to talk about that. Super time. I have several questions. The first one is, why? Why? Let's look at that again, shall we? So, This is probably the lewdest, the crudest, and the most ridiculous and thickest raging demon you have ever seen. That's basically what it is. It's just a lewd raging demon. I mean, I love it for the comedic effects. I guess it kind of fits I guess it kind of fits Angel. Not Blue Mary. I guess it kind of fits Angel, but I don't know. I'm not sure how to feel about this super. It's just... it's so strange. Maybe made stranger by the fact that I'm performing it on Xanadu of all characters. It's a super. I'm gonna give hers a 6 out of 10, all in all. And also a 9 out of 10. You guys go ahead and do that math. Alright, the King of Dinosaurs. Let's see what we got here. Whoopsie. There we go. Ooh. It's actually not that bad. Let's look at that again. So, sends you skyward, charges at you, and yeah, the dinosaur symbol is a nice touch. I gotta admit, like, for what's not that great of a super, they do it justice a little bit by giving it that extra flair. I'm gonna give Dinosaur a, let's give him a 6 out of 10. It's not the greatest super, but it's not that bad either. It actually kind of surprised me. Alright, here we got K-Dash. Easily one of the coolest characters in this game. I gotta cosplay this dude eventually. Anyway, let's see. Oop. Okay, so there was a point in time where I actually named this my favorite super in the game. Not the case anymore, because I do like what they did with it for what's basically a geyser super, but aside from that, there's not much else. I like the build-up, and I do like the fact that it shows that he's using up all the power he has. But again, it's really just a geyser super. What I do like, though, is if you pay close attention after the fire starts, it zooms in 3 times as the fire gets more and more intense. So they took a simple concept, a geyser super, and they actually did it decent justice. That being said, yeah, I think I was a little overzealous in calling this my favorite super in the game. It's not anymore, not by a long shot. What is? Maybe I'll give context to that later on. But for now, I'm gonna give K-Dash a 6 out of 10. Again, for what's basically a geyser super, it's not that bad. Alright, Kula Diamond. I remember your super easily. I really, really like this super. Let's look at it again. So she taunts you, freezes you, and this build-up into the Ice Shatter. Like, that Ice Shatter in particular has a lot of impact, especially with Kula just kind of like raising her hands ready to break it. One more time. I actually want to say it one more time. So, you see the expression, and then boom! Very satisfying. I like Kula Diamond super a lot. I actually think it's one of the better ones in the game. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Very, very good job, Kula Diamond. Alright, Senor Maxima. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, okay. That was actually building up to be a disappointment until that last bit. That's actually really nice. Let's look at it again. So, he tosses you in the air, does a big beam. I was just expecting it to end there, and then he does that. That actually adds a lot to what is basically another, like, roast your ass super. Like, it's basically he fires a big beam at you, but that last impact moment really adds a lot to what could have been just a plain old mediocre super. I'm gonna give Maxima's a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I think 7's good. I don't think it's bad enough to be a 6, but I don't think it's quite good enough to be a 7. But I'm gonna round it up. I'm gonna give Maxima a 7. Alright, my girl King! Let's do it! Take 2. Mother! There we go. That was a little embarrassing. So, you know, for how much I love this character, that super... I really wanted her to have a really cool super, but it's basically just a pummeling super. It's not that bad, mind you. Like, it's actually pretty good, especially that part. Like, that angle is actually really nice. But it's not the greatest super in the game. Not by a long shot. I'm gonna give King a 6 out of 10. Alright, my Shiranui. Oh, you poor girl. You cannot be a cameo in Smash Brothers for reasons. I've actually been seeing a lot of art pop up of my Shiranui lately as a result of what was announced in Smash Brothers, which I think is actually really endearing because it shows that a lot of people really care about this character. I may jump on the bandwagon on that, personally, but anyway, super time. Can you say candidate for one of the best supers in this whole game? She does, it's very Mai, she zip-zips around the screen, and then she does a model pose as she just rams your head into the ground? That's really good, honestly. Like, I actually do think Mai has one of the best supers in this whole game. She does the fan in the lips, which is a classic for Mai. She zip-zips around doing her ninja thing, and then she slams you and does a model pose. I think that's one of the better supers in the game. I'm gonna give Mai and Shiranui a 9 out of 10. Very, very good super, in my opinion. We got characters like Mai, we got characters like Luong, and now we got Angel, who is basically Femtary in this game for all intents and purposes, but not really. Anyway, super time. What? Lame sauce. Is that really all your level 3 is? It's just 3 big hits? And does she say it's so over? Yeah. This is a very lame super, honestly. No, sorry, Alice. Not that good. I'm giving Alice a 2 out of 10. That was lame sauce. Alright, next we got Nelson. I never see this dude in tournament. Like, ever. Which is a shame, really, because he's kind of a cool character. Anyway, I think I remember your super being pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Like, it's not the greatest super, in my opinion, but it's not terrible either. Let's look at it again. Oh, nope, that's wrong. Though, to be honest, I think that's a pretty good super, too. What was it again? There we go. Yeah, he does boxer things, he does the boxer pose. It is very Nelson. It is very boxer type of super, which I'll admit I'm a little biased towards, but again, it's not the greatest. I actually think it's kind of a middle ground super, too. I'm gonna give Nelson a 5 out of 10. It's not that bad, but it's not great. Zarina. I remember this character's super being not as rude or lewd as, like, Luong's or Alice's, but I do remember it's still a little bit provocative. Let's see. So, particularly you guys know exactly the point in which I'm talking about. It's that pose right before she starts doing the flippy dips, but this super's actually not that bad. Like, it's very elegant, it's like, it's visually appealing, and dare I say, it's kind of cute. Like, it actually kind of fits Zarina, to be honest. Yeah, I kind of like it. I'm gonna give Zarina a 7 out of 10. I thought I was gonna rank it lower, but nah. There's something about it that is very appealing. Get your heads out of the gutter, you people. Alright, Senor Bandeiras de Brazil. I love this super. Let's look at that again. Oopsie. So, yeah, he does the ninja thing. He does the after image thing. He does a freaking Izuna drop, and what I love is that he just doesn't end with the Izuna drop. He actually continues spinning his opponent on the ground, and then uses that momentum to regain his positioning. I kind of love that a lot, to be honest. Yeah, Bandeiras, I think, has a great super, in my opinion. One of the better pummeling supers, in my opinion. Let's give Bandeiras an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. Alright, so a little story here. Normally, I love this character, but not in this game. Nakaruru in King of Fighters 14 is an absolute pain. But let's put that out of our mind for a moment, and let's see what her super has to offer. It's pretty good. Like, honestly, like, the lighting, the fact that Mamahaha actually turns into wings for her. And she basically just stabs your ass. That's pretty good, actually. Like, I just wish there was another sequence after the stab, because I think it's a little too short, in my opinion. But other than that, I think Nakaruru has a great level 3 super. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. I would rank it higher if it was just a little bit longer and gave us a little more. But other than that, it's pretty good. Alright, so here we have Mui Mui. And I'm going to bring up a topic that I brought up earlier. Before we get to her level 3, this is the character that I actually think has the best beam super in the game. But it's a max mode level 2 super. Let's take a look at it. So, she basically just does a Kamehameha. But what I love about this super is the zoom in on her face, the build up, the angle on her hands. Like, that is a really good way to build up a beam super. And it's a really good beam super too, to be honest. Like, I like this super a lot, but again, that's off topic. Let's take a look at her. Let's take a look at her level 3. Oh yeah. So you cannot deny me that Mui Mui is basically King of Fighters' version of freaking Goku. Okay, like she's got the Kamehameha. And she's got the freaking Super Dragon Punch? Like, I'm sorry? Like, who'd have thought that we'd get a complete and total Dragon Ball Z reference in this little girl right here? Yeah, I think Mui Mui has a great level 3. I'm gonna give her an 8 out of 10. I think that's fantastic. So, I don't remember what your level 3 super is at all, love. Let's see. Blue Mary pretty much said it for me. It's not bad. Like, the build-up is good. The slash is nice. But there's really not much else other than that. Like, it's okay. I'm gonna give Loves a 4 out of 10. I wish there was more. Like, I honestly would have loved to see, like, multiple slashes. But as for what it is, it's okay. Alright, so I am actually particularly looking forward to this one. Right here. That shot is badass. Okay, like, let's look at this again, okay? So, It's just a pummel super, but just that final punch just makes this super. Like, it is fantastic. Like, I honestly did not expect to get so much out of what's basically just a pummel super, but it's just that last punch just makes it. I actually think this is one of the best supers in the entire game. I'm giving Ralph's a 9 out of 10. I want to give it a 10, but I don't think it's actually better than some of the others that we've seen so far. Like, I don't think it's better than Mai's, but it comes really close. I do not remember what yours is at all, Clark, but I'm going to guess it's like a command grab or something. It is. Oh, God! Oh! Okay, talk about making a super look incredibly painful. Like, wow! Like, he folds you up like a pretzel and just rams your head right into the ground. Like, it's not a crazily visually appealing super, but they made Clark's look like it hurts like a mother. Like, one more time, I'm sorry. Like, that, ooh, that actually gives me chills, not gonna lie. I'm gonna give Clark's a 7 out of 10 just for the sake of making it look like an absolutely painful super. So, not bad, Clark, you surprised me there. Leona's easily one of the other cooler characters in this entire game, but I don't think I remember her super being all that great. Yeah, it's not that bad, but it's not great. Yeah, okay, no, it's not that great. It's not really that good at all. Like, the angle's cool, and the visual effects and the particle effects are really nice, but other than that, she basically just slashes you and blows you up with a like a fire blade. Like, again, the concept is really cool. I just wish they did a little more with it. Like, I think I remember her super in King of Fighters 14 where she does the, like, I think she has it in this game, actually, now that I think about it. I gotta see if I can find it. What was it again? Yeah, that one! I remember in King of Fighters 14, she did that first. Sorry, she did that first, and then followed it up with... Actually, let me try something. Can you actually cancel that super into the level 3? You can! See, if that was a level 3, if that whole thing was a level 3, I'd make it a lot higher. The fact that you can actually cancel it out of the max mode level 2 makes it cool. But alone, I wish there was more. I'm gonna give Leona's a 3 out of 10. By itself, it's not the greatest super. Combined with her level 2 max mode, it's great. But yeah. Okay. Athena. Oopsie. Athena, cooperate with me. Okay, so putting my bias aside, setting aside the complete fact that this character is an absolute annoyance to fight against in this game, I still hate her. I do not like Athena. Like, I like her character, but fighting against so many Athenas in King of Fighters, like, all throughout the series just made me hate this character. And if I'm gonna be completely honest, this level 3 super, like, the way she smiles at you like that just makes me feel like she's taunting me. I don't like this character. The super's not that bad. 5 out of 10. I do not like this character at all. And here we have another character that I'm honestly not a big fan of. Like, I know, I'm putting a lot of hate on the Psycho Soldiers, but I really just I don't like Athena, and I'm not a huge fan of Kenso either, but let's see what his super is. You know what? Okay, actually putting my bias aside, that's not that bad. Let's look at it again. Oopsie. Like, the martial arts stuff is actually pretty good. Like, honestly. Like, I actually can't fault him for that. It's not that bad. It's not great, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna give Kenso a 5 out of 10. Fitting, because that's what I gave Athena. Still don't like these characters. Alright, and here we have a character from the Psycho Soldier team that I actually think is interesting. The Drunken Master Chien. I actually don't remember what his super is. Let's see. Oh yeah, he drinks a couple of bottles and then just fire breath. That's all it is. It's just fire breath. Chien, how is it that you're the most interesting character of the Psycho Soldier team and yet you have the lamest super of the 3? 2 out of 10. You disappointed me, Chien. Alright, so here we have Iori Yagami, who, in my opinion, easily has one of the best level 3s in the game. Not that. I love this super. Like, for how simple it is, it gets the job done. Like, he loses control, the red eye, and then wham! Like, it's visceral, the red just adds to it, the silhouettes are a very nice touch. The red in his eye just creeps you out and sets you up for the impact. Like, I love how simple and yet how visceral this super feels. Like, it feels good, it looks good. I like Iori's a lot. Like, do I wish there was a little more? Maybe, but I kind of like it just as it is. It's not the greatest super in the game, but I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Like, I really like Iori's. And here we have another character that I think has one of the better level 3s. That is a really sick level 3. Let's look at it again. So she slashes you to heck, traps you in an Iron Maiden. The mirror with the angle with the mirror compact is genius, and that final impact feels fantastic and satisfying. I honestly think Mature has like a big competitor for one of the best supers in this entire game. Boom! Like, absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna give Mature's a 9 out of 10. It's really good. Alright, you're a bit of a sleeper main for me, Vice, but I don't remember your super being all that great. Nope. Do I have to be at a distance or is it an anti-air? I think I have to be... I think it's an anti-air. Let me look at this. There we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I remember this super being kinda lame, to be honest. Like, she just slams your head into the ground a couple of times. Yeah, Vice is the odd one out of Team Yagami. Like, her super's not that great. I'm gonna give hers a 2 out of 10, actually. It's pretty lame. And if you want another contender for one of the absolute weirdest characters in this game, look no further than Xanadu. I have absolutely no idea how to feel about this super. I honestly have no idea what to make of this super. -5 out of 10? -5 out of 100 out of question mark? What are you, Xanadu? Alright, let's move on from that nonsense and move on to Chang. Clearly that wasn't right. Ooh. Okay, that was amounting to be a very big disappointment, but then that happened. Let's look at that again. Okay, yeah, I gotta admit, that's a surprisingly decent super. Like, it's purely comical for the most part, but again, if that's the point, I'm okay with that. And the face on the opponent when they get smacked in the face with a giant iron ball. Yeah, Chang's actually is not that bad. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. It's not a great super, but it's funny. And I think that's enough to do it for me. So Choi is another one of those characters that I just hate dealing with in this game, but that's beside the point. You know what? That actually wasn't that bad. Let's look at that again. Can I do it again? There we go. I wish there was a little more impact at the end, but other than that, it's not that bad, actually. Like, Choi's level 3 is decent, at the very least. Like, I love the expressions that he has, and I love the fact that the screen goes black. Yeah, it's pretty visceral, it's pretty fast, it's satisfying. I just wish there was a little more at the end, but other than that, it's okay. I'm gonna give Choi a 6 out of 10. It's pretty good. Alright, so here we have Mr. Geese Howard. It's a classic. It's freaking Raging Storm. You cannot have Geese Howard in a fighting game without him having the Raging Storm. And it's a pretty good looking Raging Storm too. I just wish it was a little bigger, and I wish there was a little more to it, but all in all, it's not that bad. But what's really, really cool about a lot of the supers in this game, actually, a lot like Leona, Raging Storm becomes better when you combine it with his other super. And I believe it's that one. Let me see if I can pull this off. Like that. That's what makes Raging Storm really cool, is when you combine it with his counter super. A lot like Leona, but again, Raging Storm by itself, it's really cool. It's iconic, but by itself, it's alright. I'm gonna give Geese a 6 out of 10. I would be a little biased and give it a 7. I want to give it a 7, but I think it's only really worthy of a 6. I actually don't remember what your super is at all, Billy Kane. Let's see. Oh. Is that really all it is? Yeah. Do you know what's weird? The fire actually kills it for me. I kind of wish that, like, that's a good build-up right there, but I kind of wish the pole just smacked the dude right in the nose. Like, that would make it look really, really painful. The fire effect actually kills it for me, to be honest. Like, and all in all, it's really not that great of a super either. Yeah, I'm gonna give Billy Kane a 3 out of 10. Bringing that down to a 2, it's really not that good. So, Hein, in my opinion, is one of the coolest characters in the game, and I remember what his super is. Well, let's take a look. This super's a little weird. So, let's look at it again. What's interesting is that you wouldn't really know what's going on here if you didn't know Hein. For all intents and purposes, this guy has gravity powers. So he takes a big ball of a gravitational flux, creates a really, really heavy gravity field around his opponent to force him into the ground, and then uses that gravity to slam his opponent's head into the ground. The problem with this super, in my opinion, is that it's a little confusing if you don't know the fact that Hein has gravity powers. And it's not really all that present in his super either, because right there, that's really the only source of gravity he has is that little, like, projectile, which is cool, mind you. But other than that, like, that's really all it is. I like how intimidating Hein is, like, in this super, but again, it's just kind of weird, in my opinion. It's okay. It's just, I don't know, it's a little strange. I'm gonna give Hein a 5 out of 10. It's okay, but I don't think it's all that great either. Alright, not Ken. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all the Ryo fans out there. Eh. Oh. Gotta be closer. I keep doing Shoryu. Is that really it? I mean, it's better than Kane's. Yeah, Ryo, you don't really have all that good of a super, do you? I honestly expected more. Like, I think his big fireball super is a lot better. Yeah. I'm gonna give Ryo a 3 out of 10. It's, Mr. Roberto Garcia. Easily one of my favorite characters to play in this game, actually. So, let's look at that again. I love the multi-kicks. Aside from that, though, it's alright. Like, I don't think it's a bad super by any means. Like, it's pretty decent, but I guess like with the other... Yeah. I guess like with a lot of the other supers, I kind of wish there was a little more. I do like that last hit, though. Like, I think Garcia has or Robert Garcia has another one of those slightly better level 3 pummeling supers in the game. But again, I just wish it was a little bit more. I'm gonna give Robert Garcia a 6 out of 10. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Alright, so I brought this up earlier, but after speculating and seeing all the rest of the supers, this is one of those supers, since I did my quickie, that I've fallen in love with a lot more. That is easily one of the cutest raging demons in any fighting game you can ever ask. Not what I meant to do. Ah, what was it again? Dang it. There we go. I really like this super a lot. Like, again, I don't think it's one of the better supers, but come on, she's hitting you with the cutest raging demon you can ever ask for in any fighting game. I'm giving Yuri's a 9 out of 10. I think it is fantastic, personally. Do I think it's better than Mai's or Ralph's? I don't think so, but it's on par in my opinion. So, Antonov's got an interesting super, particularly because it's brilliance and simplicity in my opinion. So, he basically just hits you 3 times, but I gotta admit, I like the subtle details. He punches you, spits out a cigar, slams you into the ground, and then pulls out another cigar from his champion's belt. It's those charming little details that I think really does it for me with the super. It makes it one of my favorites, and it still is. It's not one of the better supers, definitely not, but I'm willing to give it a 7 out of 10. I think Antonov has a pretty decent super, actually, for how simple it is. Alright, so here we have one of the lamest fighting game final bosses ever, in my opinion. I actually don't really like Verse at all, but let's see what his super looks like. Okay, actually, that's not that bad. Let's look at that again. I'm willing to say that it's essentially a worse version of Shune's level 3. But it's not that terrible, actually. I actually think Versus Super is okay. For as much as I don't like the character, it's not that bad. I'm gonna give Verse a 7 out of 10. It's okay. It's not that bad. I'm fighting my dislike for the character. Unlike how I did with Athena and Kenso. Alright, so we're getting into the tail end of this, and we're gonna get into the DLC characters now, starting with Hydern. And what is that color, Angel? Huh. Moving away from that. Ooh! Oh! Okay, I felt that one! You know what? That's actually a really sick level 3. Let's look at that again! Ooh. Okay, I really appreciate the fact that... Did you notice that the hit count went up to 32? Just for that super. I've actually never seen Hydern's level 3. That is visceral. Ugh. I'm giving Hydern an 8 out of 10. That surprised me, actually. Good on ya, Hydern. Wow. So, time for what I feel is easily one of my favorite characters in this game. Green. Am I biased? Yes, I'm biased, but I don't give a shit. I'm giving that a 10 out of 10. Oswald has a fantastic level 3. Slams you into the wall, pulls out his hand. Oh my god, Oswald easily has one of the best level 3s in the game, if not the best level 3. Like, that is cool, man. Yeah, Oswald, I'm giving you a 10 out of 10. That, oh, just feels so good. Yeah, for real, like, when I eventually do top 10 card sharks or, like, card slingers in video games, you can bet your ass Oswald's gonna be on there. So, I have absolutely no idea what Yamazaki's level 3 is either. Was I supposed to do something? Let's try that again. No! No, he just built it up for... He just decides to take a break in the middle of it to flex his arm. Because he's so swole. It's a weird super, but actually I think it's pretty decent. I'm gonna give Yamazaki's a 7 out of 10. It's weird that he just pauses in the middle of it to flex in your face, but it's a good super. Okay, so real talk for a moment. This character probably didn't have too many career options when her name is literally just Whip. I wish I knew about this character when I did my whip wielders, honestly, but I honestly completely forgot about her. Anyway, level 3. Say what now? Oh, there we go. Ooh. I think the DLC characters got like the talent stick when it came to their level 3s, because that was pretty painful to watch. And I did the wrong one again. And even that super's really good. What's with the DLC characters having really good supers? I kind of like the obscurity of it too. Like, that actually is a pretty well-directed super, which is kind of weird to say, to be honest, but these supers had to have some sort of direction, right? I'm gonna give Whip a 7 out of 10 as well. It's not that bad. I actually like it. Alright, straight up, I have absolutely no idea what your level 3 is either, Vanessa. Ooh. Whew, she's got the swagger, too. That was actually pretty good, not gonna lie. I'm noticing that a lot of the DLC characters got some really, really good supers. And this one is pretty sick, not gonna lie. That impact and the swagger she does by, like, dusting off her knuckles, that's really cool. I'm gonna give Vanessa's a 7 out of 10 as well. That was pretty good. So here we have Maximilian Dood's favorite character, Rock Howard. And I'm actually going to take this moment to basically say, if you guys haven't checked out Maximilian Dood, go check him out, because Rate the Super is actually his series. I'm basically just borrowing it, in a way, kinda. Not really, but you know. But no, like, Maximilian Dood was a big guy for fighting games for me. Like, he actually got me into the community, and he is basically the reason I'm doing this Rate the Super right now. So if you haven't checked them out and you want to get more into fighting games and whatnot, go check them out, guys, seriously. If you're watching this, Maximilian Dood, which honestly would be a dream come true, you do awesome work, man, so thank you for what you do, man. Like, seriously. Anyway, on to Rock Howard Super. Yeah, it's pretty good. Like, he does the hand and in the face. He does the wings. Like, this is what a pummel super should look like, with the dynamic angles. Like, all of his like hits look like they have impact, and that final blast, very satisfying. Again, like, a lot of the DLC characters have very solid supers, and Rock's is no different. I'm gonna give Rock a 7 out of 10. It's really good. Okay, Blue Mary. Let's see what we got. Huh. We might have the odd one out here in terms of the DLC characters. That super actually... What kills it is that last hit. It doesn't feel like it has a lot of impact. Aside from that, it's not that bad, but I honestly wish there was a little more to it. I'm gonna give Blue Mary a 5 out of 10. I'd like to see more, but as it stands, it's an okay super. It's not that great. And finally, we have Najd. So I've been seeing Najd in tournaments a lot lately. This character is an absolute nightmare to deal with because, like, you get hit by her once and she just combos for forever. And she's got insanely crazy damage. Like, this character's a monster in competitive right now. But let's see what her super looks like. Oh, God! Let's look at that again! There we go. Okay, straight up, that is the scariest super in the game. Like, just the implication that the shadow fangs just, like, chomp down on your head and you're just left hanging there? And then she just, like, eviscerates you? Wow! I've actually never seen that super before, but holy smoke, that was a shocker. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm gonna give Najd an 8 out of 10. That was really good. And really, really frightening. Alright, so final verdict. Yeah, a lot of the characters in this game have really, really good supers, honestly. Which ones do I think are the best? Kula Diamond has a really good one. Soda's Yuri, obviously. My Shiranui, has a really good one as well. I mentioned Mui Mui has a pretty decent one too, as well as Iori Yagami. In terms of what I think is the best super in the game, right now, I actually think it's Oswald. Oswald easily, in my opinion, has the best super in the game because it just has everything. It's got the black screen, it's got the angles, it's very visceral, it's satisfying, it's got style. Am I biased towards this character? Probably, but I think Oswald easily has the best super in the game. But yeah, overall, they did a really good job with a lot of the supers in this game. I am very, very impressed. Good job, King of Fighters. And good job, SNK, for including Terry in Smash Brothers. This is a good year for gaming, guys. Really good year.